What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint, back with another recent reads. Just got done reading The Absolute Justice League Origin by Geoff Johns and Jim Lee, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so I think we could keep this non-spoiler. You have the dynamic duo of creative teams, one of the best writers in the industry with one of the best artists, Jim Lee, Geoff Johns. This run was the New 52 run, which started back in 2011, 2012, and it was a reboot of the universe. This was supposed to be like the origin that was never told for the Justice League. In the past, when they first appeared in Brave and the Bold 28, they were just kind of all together, and they really wanted to flesh out how the team became. And you can see that the Justice League movie borrowed heavily from the first arc of this, except for they should have followed it a little bit better, because the first arc was a fast-paced story that briefly gave an origin of each character, introduced the parademons, the Mother Box, but Darkseid comes through right off top. No Steppenwolf, although there is a small Steppenwolf cameo, but Darkseid comes through, Omega beams and all. If they would have done that with the Justice League movie, I think it would have been much more successful. The art in this book is great. We're going to flip through it on the aerial view, but there's a lot of pages that are just no panels. One full page of Jim Lee, like splash pages, if you will. I mean, here's a double spread just off the top. I also think that the book does a lot better with Green Lantern involved, man, right? So who it was Unite the Seven, right? In the movie you had Cyborg, Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Flash. Who the hell was the seventh in the movie? Anyway, yeah, you get the Cyborg origin. You get the Darkseid stuff. I think the first arc is the strongest arc, even though it kind of it's very fast-paced, almost a little bit rushed, I would say. They probably could have done more with it, but I guess they decided to keep it at whatever, 5 issues or so. This Absolute Edition collects 13 issues, 0 through 12. The second arc is kind of more of a lighthearted arc about Green Arrow wanting to join the Justice League, and nobody likes Green Arrow. There's a lot of funny digs. Like, we already got one guy who doesn't have any powers on the team, talking about Batman. So it was pretty funny. Everyone kind of clicks up. Like, Batman and Superman click up. Flash and Green Lantern click up. There's another arc that has to do with a family that was saved in the beginning of the book. His name is Graves. Something Graves. David Graves, maybe. He writes a book, and it kind of shows up throughout all of these issues. Gods Amongst Men. It's basically about his experience with the Justice League and saving his life and his family's life. But apparently they breathe in some Darkseid dust, and him and his family, his wife and kids, die of cancer over a 5-year period in front of him, and then he eventually is on death's bed as well. So he goes evil and blames the Justice League and has to deal with like souls and spirits and everything in that final arc, which I wasn't really into. They kidnap Steve Trevor, Wonder Woman's love interest, or they broke up or whatever. Kidnaps him, threatens his family and his sister and their kids. That's pretty much it. It's really just these 3 arcs, but it's definitely artwork is great. The writing is fast paced. I think I read this in 2 sittings, knocked them out. I was glad I did. I had never read this. It does mention or reference the Talons from the Court of Owls, so I thought that was pretty cool. That was something I was familiar with. But yeah, let's take a look at the artwork. We'll talk a little bit more about it with the sky view. All right, here's a good look at the front of the slipcase. Here's the spine and the back. Jim Lee put in a lot of work, man. A lot of big art panels like this. You get this famous team shot. Manimal has this poster up in his Manimal's den. a little introduction by Dan DiDio. He was the one talking about how it's the origin that the team never had, and that was kind of their goal with this run. Here's issue 1. Had a lot of printings. We have a lot of variants and stuff in the back as well. But as you flip through this, you're going to see a lot of double page spreads, full page panels, Jim Lee just flexing. Here's the Parademons, and Geoff Johns is part of the movie team now, so heavily inspired the Justice League movie, just like his Aquaman run inspired the most recent Aquaman movie. But it's like they're taking the source material and just not using all of it, and what they're changing is not for the better for the movies, That's what's crazy about it. Like, they shouldn't have tried to save Darkseid. He goes with issue 3. Doing Steppenwolf, I think, really hurt them. Here's the Cyborg origin. His father was a straight-up dick. He just didn't take his football playing seriously. I guess he felt like in this world with metahumans, athletes were going to be obsolete. Here's a nice Darkseid's first time showing up in this run. He likes to say that he is Darkseid. So he goes Batman really trying to be a team player and giving up his identity to the team so everyone feels like, See, again, full page spread, another full page spread, double page spread. That's why this is an absolute, man. It's the biggest format. You can really get a good look at the artwork. Here's that Gods Amongst Men by David Graves. So he writes a book praising them, and then his family dies and he blames them and becomes a villain in the third arc of this book. That's funny. You can call us the Super 7. So who the hell was the 7th one in the movies, right? Because you had Cyborg, you had Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot, you have Flash. There just was 6 of them, right? Am I tripping? They didn't change them out for someone else. It was just 6 of them. They boomed tube a lot. Okay, so what is this? This arc is... I don't even remember. The Grave stuff. Must have skipped over the Green Arrow stuff. I think that was only an issue or 2. Maybe, yeah. It's cool. You get a battle between Wonder Woman and the Justice League. So they're a new team in this book. It's a cool dynamic. They're trying to get along with each other, trying to learn from each other. This was cool. And you get a variant cover gallery. So here goes the... this is actually the second printing cover. David Finch variant. Third printing, Jim Lee. Fourth printing, issue 2 variant. That's tight. Here goes David Graves as that villain. I feel like this is a cover homage. Sketchbook. Alright guys, so that's the review on the Absolute Justice League Origin. I liked it. Nice quick read. Great art. Not much more to say about it really. Was the Absolute Edition worth it? Yeah, I mean, I guess not. I guess so. $100 cover price. I probably got it for like $50 on in-stock trades. So, added to the collection. Got a nice little read out of it. Yeah, it was enjoyable. Let me know what you think about Justice League from the New 52 in the comments below. At least the first 13 issues or 12 issues with the 0 issue. Make sure to hit the like on the way out and subscribe to the channel for more daily content, which includes comic reviews and more. Stay minty fresh. Peace.